Hello, Arch110 again. Montale. I need to say a few quick words. I've reviewed a couple of these many moons ago. A couple of them I've reviewed. I think I reviewed Wild Oud and Moon Oud. I tend to steer away from this company only because they use oud in probably about 80% of their fragrances. But recently I managed somehow to purchase 21 of their samples. They sell them on this company. If any of you guys want to try them, especially you guys in the UK, because Montale isn't very available over here. But thanks to a brilliant thread on Fragrantica, there's a company called Europe Perfumes where you pay $10 and they will send you a 7-pack sample pack of Montale fragrances. They're done in sets. I purposely steered away from the oudy ones. I bought fruits and flowers, vanilla something or other, and then woods and spices, or woods and amber maybe, thinking I would steer clear of the oudiness. But on closer inspection and opening my sample packs, I'm still finding they use oud even when you just wouldn't think that they would. Anyway, I'm still going to review them because I bought them and that's what I'm here to do. So I wore this one recently for a couple of days. This is Amber and Spices. It came out in 2000 and something, I don't know, and I have so many more to review, so I'm really looking forward to kind of just delving in and finding out what they have to offer. But for now, yeah, I'll link the other 2 reviews somewhere around here, but for now this is Amber and Spices. So I picked this one first because it just sounds cool. Amber, spices, good combination in fragrances. And then I saw the dreaded oud and I thought, oh gosh. But anyway, so these are the notes. The top notes are rose and nutmeg. There's your first spice. The heart notes are oud and cumin. That would be your second spice. And then the base notes are sandalwood, amber obviously, and then a note that I think is really cool, which is ebony. Now, ebony wood, I don't hear of that in many fragrances. It's very intriguing to me, and apparently it's supposed to give a fragrance an even more dark woody depth, which I think is really cool. So I'd love to smell it on its own, but I'm not sure that's going to happen anytime soon. So let's put it on my hand. And yeah, like I said, I wore this for a few days, and actually I was quite surprised. Maybe I need to embrace oud and the Montale theme a bit more. Just open my mind just like this much. Friends reference there. So yeah, when you first put it on, there's this combination of rose and oud. It seems to be a hugely popular combination. I guess some things just go hand in hand, like cheese and pickle or bacon and brown sauce in a sandwich. Oh god, I'm really hungry now. Yeah, so yeah, sorry, waylaid. Yeah, the oud combination and the rose, it's there. The oud is always the prevailing note when it's wet. Oud is like petrol and strangely medicinal and weird. It's essentially rotting wood, so it does take a bit of getting used to. And I feel like the rose in this imparts an almost fruity nuance to the fragrance. Rose can sometimes smell a bit jammy, jelly kind of smelling, and I feel that when in the opening stages of this, there's an almost kind of jammy rose feel to it, but it doesn't last too long because other things start to come forward. But yeah, it's not overly spicy. It's called Amber and Spices, but it's not spicy as such. It's got spices in it, but nutmeg, I've learned, really makes things smell dry and woody in terms of real wood, as in wood chippings. I learned that in a bad mistake in a perfume I was trying to make. I was adding more and more nutmeg to it, and it was just making it drier and drier and drier, and I didn't understand why it was not making it spicier and spicier and spicier. So it's really good. I mean, the oud, when it does eventually back off, which I always hope for that to happen, that's when this becomes more my kind of style, and it's beyond exotic in terms of Arabian. Montale fragrances have this Arabian feel, even though it's Montale Paris. They are very Arabian in terms of how they feel, and this has that going on, but I think it's my favourite of the 3 that I've smelled so far and reviewed. So this ebony must be doing some sort of magic in this, because it really does smell so very deeply woody in terms of sharp exoticness, and it almost verges on being incensey. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, if I'm going to be truthful. As much as I hate to admit it, because I don't really like oud fragrances, but opening the mind and all that. So it's really good. It's got some power, it's very sensual, the kind of the spices and stuff, the spice, amber, oudy, woody depthness of this makes it really, really exotic and sexy, and I really like it. It smells really expensive, which some Montale fragrances don't, as far as I know. Ones I've smelled, some of them don't smell expensive at all, but this one does. It has an air of regalness about it, and it's one of the deepest fragrances I've ever smelled. It's kind of gorgeous, I'm not going to lie. It's got some good throw on it. The longevity is a bit of a problem for me. As I said, I wore this for 2 days, and I did find myself applying it again and again. It disappeared off of my wrists quite quickly. I do think if it was sprayed, it might be a different story. I think this one would probably permeate the air in a really gorgeous way. But yeah, it's so woody that it becomes sharp and, like I said, incensey, and it's really lovely actually, I'm not going to lie. I would consider buying this one as a full bottle. So that's my review really. There's not really much more to say about it. I've got so many more Montales to review, so if anyone's got a request for any, I've got 20 now left to review. So if you've got a favourite or you're intrigued about any, just let me know, and if I've got it, I will review it as soon as I can. For now though, I'm just going to bathe in this Arabian goodness. Lovely. I'm Max from Montale. Click my logo to subscribe, and I'll see you soon for another review. Goodbye!